are moving right on, getting close to the end of school. So we're going to start wrapping things up. If you're behind on any programs, we get to work on those because we're not going to have much time left here. I do have this week, we do have our last program that we're going to write. We don't have any more programming assignments after this week. So, any of you folks who are behind on any programming assignments, you got a chance to catch up before we run out of semester and they become permanent zeros. You don't want them to be permanent zeros. Don't even really like them being temporary zeros, but that's what a lot of them are now if you haven't turned them in. But we're have some fun with our last program here that we're writing this week. So, all right, anybody else coming in here? Give them a chance. There we go. All right, let's see if anyone else wanders in as we go ahead and get started looking at our assignment for the week. So let me get this up on the screen. Okay, programming. Let's take a look at what this exciting thing holds this week. Going to our grade screen. Let's see. Coding and careers. That's this week. We had the ethics of programming last week. Coding and careers is our last programming assignment. And then we're going to do a few weeks on cybersecurity because that's a big part of what's going on in the world these days. Is there are constant attacks all the time. And so cybersecurity that's where the future is right there. So, but we're going to look at 6.03 this week. Coding and careers lesson. All right, mastering your craft. So now that you know the basics of coding, and you guys are doing wonderful. You're all set to hit the ground running. There's no more you really need to learn, right? Well, no, that's never true in programming. Here's a little secret. Good programmers never stop learning. And great programmers push the boundaries. So after all, the fun of programming lies in tinkering with it to see what's possible. That includes learning new and different coding languages. And now that you know how to program in one language, it's a lot easier to learn a second language because you already understand what you need to do and how a computer is going to think. So you can learn other languages a lot easier after knowing the first one. So you know how to think logically. And that's what you need to be able to write a program. You got to be able to think through the steps and apply concepts in a way that makes non-coders gush in awe. Aw. Oh, no. And other programmers say, why didn't I think of that? See, that's what we are learning as you program. So we're going to learn to describe the basic elements of code change from one language to another, explain how programming can be used for personal and career advancement, understand the role and tasks performed by programmers in the workplace, and understand the importance of setting goals and monitoring goal progress. So it's all Greek to me. Love it. There are hundreds, if not thousands, of different spoken languages in the world, right? Even though these languages have obvious differences, there's a lot of similarities in languages too. For example, most languages have words that act as nouns, verbs, adjectives, and pronouns. And many languages share similar rules for verb tenses, whether it's past tense, present tense, future tense. In addition, languages like Spanish, French, and Italian have a common ancestor. They're all based from Latin language there. Because of this, many words are very similar across multiple languages. So let's take a look. Like the number 1 in Spanish is uno, in French is un, and it's uno in Italian because they all have that common Latin root. So a lot of the words are the same. Tu, dos, do, du. Tres, troy, tre. Cuatro, quatre, quattro. See, they're all very similar in many of these words, at least the numbers. Cinco, cinque. Many programming languages also share common features. Like print functions are very, very similar in many languages. For loops work the same in many languages. Their syntax may vary just a little bit. You have to put a colon. You don't have to put a colon. You have to put parentheses. But most programming languages contain very similar structures. So once you understand the structural differences, it makes it easier to start coding in other languages. So let's take a look. Python we would have define main, parentheses, colon, print hello world, and end our main function. In Java, it works public class hello world, public state void main string, args, arguments, args, system out print ln hello world. So that's how you would do this print statement in Java. In C++, here's a hashtag include IOStream, int main. So kind of like we define the main, they have the int main. std colon c out, and then they have some less than signs, hello world, with a semicolon at the end. So different structures, but they accomplishes the same thing just in a different language. So you could convert that a little easier as you learn the different structures of the other languages. So being fluent in more than one programming language definitely has perks. So some companies use software that require knowledge of specific programming languages. Some programs are just more powerful when written in specific languages, and expanding your knowledge of programming languages will make you more employable. Also gives you more opportunities to find your niche in the world of programming. I know 30 years ago, I interviewed for a programming job, and they were talking about one programming language and asked me, what code would you write to be able to do this? So you have to know some of that code to be able to pass some interviews, depending on where you're trying to work. What's my programmer type? I'm glad you asked. There's hundreds of thousands of jobs out there in technology, and more growing all the time. And as a programmer, you can work virtually in any field. The hard part's deciding where. I mean, programming is part of so many different occupations out there, careers. It's just crazy. So here's a nifty quiz. All right, let's take this quiz. You can take this on your own. You can log into Buzz and do this, but it'll help you figure out what's your programmer type. So when going out to eat with friends, which one are you? Are you the one who decides where to eat? Are you the one who Yelp reviews all the restaurants in the area? Are you the one who suggests the cool new place to try? Are you the one who asks everyone to vote? Well, I'm going to go with I'm usually the one that decides where, just because no one else will. So here's another question. What best describes your dream vacation? A full itinerary planned to the hour to make most of the trip. A truly immersive one that lets me see, taste, smell, and experience everything. A road trip to nowhere. Some people just like to get away. Or a cross-country trip to visit friends in 5 different cities. Whew, that's a tough one for me. Let's see, because I do like a full itinerary, seeing a lot of things. I like to see, taste, smell, experience all this stuff. But I also really enjoy a cross-country trip. I'm going to go with the cross-country trip. I would enjoy that a lot. Next. How is your closet organized? Confession time. Minimal. There's more important decisions to make, so I just throw things in the closet. Or I have it color-coded and organized by season. So I'm in my spring wardrobe right now. Or do you mean, is it clean? Let's see. I have a capsule wardrobe that I'm trying. I don't know that I'm totally color-coded and organized by season, but I do have like all of my Hawaiian shirts in one section. I have my sportswear in another section. I'm going to kind of go with, I'm not really that organized, but closer to that. If you came to a fork in the road, you would take the one less traveled, go down one road, then come back and go down the other one, flip a coin, consult your GPS. Well, I'm definitely the wanderer. If I find a road I haven't been down, I go down and see where it leads. I do that a lot. Drives my wife crazy. So I like solving a problem from the top down, from the bottom up, from outside the box, or with a team. What's your method of problem solving? I go from the top down. What does your perfect weekend look like? A balance of friends, family, and me time, curled up with a nice book or a documentary, trying out a new hobby like painting or rollerblading, or hanging out with a big group of friends. For me, it's probably hanging out with some friends. You have a project deadline in 2 weeks. What are you doing? I assemble a team immediately and begin assigning tasks. All right, guys, we're going to get this going. I comb through the project requirements and identify the highest priority. What do I got to do first? Set up a meeting to brainstorm the best way to tackle the project, or gather a group of your most trusted friends to get the job done. If I have a project deadline 2 weeks, I'm probably one of those that goes through and looks at prioritizing and working from that point. What's your ultimate career goal? To become president, to create something important, to make the world a better place, to understand humans perfectly. I would say I'd want to be the president because we need one. A glass is always half full or half empty, depending on what's inside. It's twice the size it needs to be. If it's half full, maybe it's not half full, it's just twice as big as it needs to be. Or a glass is always worth sharing. I'll go with I want to go with twice the size it needs to be, just because. What's most important when working on a group project? Having a plan, knowing all the answers, knowing what your presentation style is, or communication. I'm going to go with communication. If you got a group working on things, everybody needs to communicate. Which of these activities sound like the most fun? Planning an itinerary for your next vacation. Done that. Assembling IKEA furniture. Done that. Writing a post for your blog. No, I don't blog. Tagging and indexing your photo library. I've done some of that. Most fun. I'm a little nerdy. I kind of do like going and sorting all my photos, and I've got too many thousands. It'll take the rest of my life to organize them all. But although planning the itinerary was a lot of fun, we made it a family activity. Oh, here's my results. I have no results. That's just rude. Well, hopefully you'll have results. I have no results. It wants me to restart. It's like, wait, what? If I hit restart, it did. It didn't give me any results. That's just rude. Hopefully you'll have some results. All right, we're going to look at the next page. What are my options? Once you figure out what you're interested in, it's just a matter of picking a path that works for you. Continuing your education definitely has its perks. These include increased employability, staying current with technology. That's the big thing about programming, because technology changes, new languages come out. Hands-on experience is big, specializing in a particular area. Take a look at a few potential paths you can take to continue your education. All right, here's several different paths you can take if you want to keep programming. Online programs. As the field of programming continues to grow, so does the offerings of online programs. There's massive open online courses. There's interactive boot camps. There's even full courses from top universities available to take online, many of them free of charge. It's a great way to sample different programming specializations and kickstart your career. Some online programs include Coursera, Udemy, Code Academy, and Udacity. All right, how about industry credentials and certifications? These are important in careers. There are tons of credentials and certifications you can earn to improve your chances of getting hired as a programmer. Certifications are highly valued in the programming world. They can be obtained by completing the necessary requirements from an accredited organization. Some of these include database administration, server administration, network administration, cybersecurity, programming languages like Java. You can be certified in languages, just showing that you know them well enough to be a good programmer. You can start your path with an associate's degree from a 2-year college in computer science. Great option for those looking to start their careers more quickly at a lower cost, because 2-year colleges are cheaper than 4-year colleges. It's a great launching point to get your bachelor's degree, because you can get an associate's degree and then transfer to a 4-year college. So a bachelor's degree in computer science is what most employers are looking for when they're hiring programmers. A traditional college program will likely require a higher grade point average for admission. It's harder to get into a 4-year college than a 2-year college. But this path provides a complete path with options for internships and networking. A lot of times, if you're in college, you may be able to pick up an internship working as a programmer. Advanced degrees. If you find a specific area of programming interesting after getting your bachelor's, maybe an advanced degree is the answer. You get a graduate and doctorate programs in computer science, great options for becoming an expert in the field. Military is also a great way to serve your country and build your programming skills. Most of our equipment in the military is based on computers nowadays. I mean, we launch these attacks you see against terrorists and other stuff using rockets that are guided technology by computers. Specialized training and tuition assistance is some of the many perks being in the armed forces. You can go to the armed forces first, and they'll help pay for your college. Military provides great resources that lead to a lifetime career. In addition, people will hire you faster if you have military experience, just because they know you've learned some discipline. Did you know Google has a knack for asking really weird, obscure questions in job interviews? They include, how much does the Empire State Building weigh? Probably more than 100 pounds. Or why are manhole covers round? That's an easy one. I can tell you why they're round, so they can't fall through the manhole. If they were square, you could turn them sideways diagonally and drop them into the manhole. But they're round, so they can't fall in. While these may not seem like questions that can relate to the role of a programmer, you may want to take a closer look. Being a programmer is not just being able to write complex code or debug broken systems. It's about having the skills to think through why manhole covers are round and be able to communicate that. Because as a programmer, you have to be able to communicate. Skills like critical thinking, initiative, teamwork, and a strong work ethic are at the top of the list when it comes to employability. Just ask the Google. All right, page 5. Careers that work closely with programmers. In addition to the many fields that programmers work in, there's also a lot of jobs that are closely associated. It's a good idea to have some programming skills when you have to collaborate with programmers. Right? So if you're a database administrator, they oversee the security and the maintenance of a database. Help desk technician. It helps individual users with their hardware and software issues. A help desk technician normally helps computer users over the phone or the internet. When you're having trouble with your computer, you call somebody that's a help desk technician. They have to understand programming to be able to help you. Network engineer. They organize and maintain the structure of a network. PC repair technician. Unlike a help desk technician that only helps people find solutions, a PC repair technician is a person who will physically fix any of the computer hardware issues. Security analyst, they review the organization's security requirements and recommend things, security needs. Server administrator, they oversee the management and maintenance of network servers. Web application developer, which is important. Every business has to have a website. They develop server-side web apps. A server-side application is located on a server opposed to software installed on the user's own device. So maybe your website is not hosted on your computer at your business, but somewhere off-site at a server. So when you shut your computer down, when you go home at night, it doesn't turn off your website. Web architect. They create the outline and overall plan for our website. Web marketing professional. They specialize in marketing and selling products over the internet, which is important for many, many businesses today. Website analysts. They examine and evaluate websites to determine how effective they are. Website designer, responsible for the look and appearance. You've seen good-looking websites. You've seen bad-looking websites. Website manager, responsible for other people. They're in charge of the whole web development team. A lot of these people above that we've named. So let's look at page 6. Conquering the world starts with setting goals. Career goals are ideas about what you want to accomplish in life. They can be short-term, like writing that tricky section of code this week, because we're going to write some code, or long-term, such as developing an entire working program a year from now. So let's look at the SMART goals. S, specific. Goals should be straightforward and emphasize what you want to happen. You should specify who's involved, what do you want to accomplish, where is it going to take place, how long is it going to take, and any requirements. Goals only work if they're specific, not just, I want to lose weight. That doesn't really help you. If you say, I want to lose 10 pounds, that's specific. And I want to lose 10 pounds in the next 3 months, that's even better because you put a timeline on it. M, measurable. How will you know when you meet your goals if they're not measurable? You need to establish concrete criteria for measuring your progress. How much? How many? How will I know when it's done? Okay. A, attainable. Is the goal within your reach based on your current situation? I want to lose 50 pounds in a week. See, that's not an attainable goal. The goal needs to stretch you slightly so you can feel you can do it and will need a real commitment. R, realistic. Your goals should be doable, meaning that with effort, you'll be able to accomplish them. And T, timely. Set a time frame. Put an end point on your goal gives you a clear target to work towards. So here's a poor example of a goal. I will get a job in a programming field. Well, okay. A smart goal would be, I'm going to obtain an entry-level programming job in the tech field within 6 months. Starting today, I'm going to send my programming portfolio and resume to 10 employers every week, and I'll meet once a week with a career coach to discuss my employability, and I will network with 5 new people a week. Very specific, measurable, attainable. Timelines. It's great. Sometimes when you begin something new, it doesn't always go as planned. So don't be discouraged. Follow these guidelines to stay on track. Take a look at your plan and adjust it if necessary. Sometimes we didn't think through everything at the beginning and things change and we need to adjust our plan. If you find that one of the steps isn't working, try a different strategy. Oh, I was going to try meeting with this career coach, but that's not working out because my schedule, their schedule, whatever. There are many different paths you can take to achieve the same goal. You have to remember that. And the world of work changes quickly. So do you. Now that you got your feet wet with programming this year, the possibilities are endless. Students just like you have already dived headfirst into computer science, making waves in the form of mobile apps and life-changing technology and smart devices that have potential to change the world. What will you program next? All right, that's the end of this lesson. Let's look at the actual program we're going to be writing. Here, I'm going to go to Google Classroom because I have the template in here. So this is week 33. Do this week in Buzz with the template 6.03. Let's look at what we need to do. All right, write a program that demonstrates your programming skills that you acquired during this course. Here's the guidelines. Pick one of these options. All right, pick one of these options. You can create a game, such as rock, paper, scissors. You don't have to choose rock, paper, scissors. You can create your own game. You can write a short story in the style of a Mad Lib. Oh, that's kind of fun. Include non-numeric and numeric values. Expand on a program you've already written. So you can take something you've done before and expand it. I'm going to add to it because I had some great ideas. Well, I thought that would be cool. Or you can write a new program, right? Think through the needs of your program, like the rules, the storyline, or equations. Make the program, this is underlined, make it interactive. At some point, you need to have an input statement where the user interacts with your program. The program must contain, oh, here's something else, must contain one list or a user-defined function. You have the main function, define main, but you need a different function or use a list. You got to have at least one decision block, you know, the if else, something where your program has to make a decision based on something. Display output that's informative, easy to read. So have your print statements, write something, make sure and write the pseudocode, plan it out right here. Then, of course, as usual, always have a heading, has your name, date, and description of program. Here's a sample where someone did do the rock, paper, scissors. R is rock, P is paper, S is scissors. You picked R, the opponent picked P, your opponent won. You picked P, the opponent picked S, your opponent win. You picked S, your opponent picked R, oh, that's it. Now, bad luck every time. The random computer keeps beating them. Thank you for playing. And then, of course, answer the questions. So with that, I was playing around with this. I haven't finished the program because it doesn't have all the requirements. But here, let me show you what I was doing with it. All right, so I wrote a program. I made a function of my own, define Mad Lib. And here's the things I have in there. And it prints my Mad Lib. But my main function of my program, I set Mad Lib equal to yes. And then while Mad Lib is equal to yes, I say, would you like to create a Mad Lib? Yes or no? And if they say yes, They enter a name, another name, a verb ending in ing, all this other stuff. The only thing, see, I'm not finished with it yet because according to the template, if I do a Mad Lib, I have to include non-numeric and numeric. I haven't had them enter a number yet. So a Mad Lib, I have to have non-numeric and numeric. So I need words and numbers. So I gotta finish it up. But I'm gonna run it here. Run a program. So this is, if you're not familiar with Mad Libs, that's where you pick nouns and verbs and all these words, and then they put them in a story, and it's usually silly. So would you like to create a Mad Lib? We're going to say yes. All right, I'm going to open up the chat. Let you guys pick words for my Mad Lib, and we'll just fill them in. Yes, we want to create a Mad Lib. Enter a name. All right, somebody give me a name. We're going to put a name in our Mad Lib here. Bob. Perfect. Enter another name. Oh, we need a second name now. Lob. All right, we'll put Lob. We have Bob and Lob. Love it. Enter a verb ending in ing. So we need an ing verb. Running. Perfect. Ing. Enter an adjective, a word that describes a noun. Sad. Sad beat red. We're going to go with sad. Enter a noun. Oh, just a noun. What kind of noun would we like? Trophy. Oh, that's a good one. All right, and enter an animal. Horse. All right. And now it wants to know if I want to create another one. I say, nope, just one is fine because I got it where it'll constantly loop and you can make Mad Lib after Mad Lib. No. So I'll say no. Now it prints it. One sunny day, Bob went for a walk in the park. Suddenly, a baby horse was spotted. It was sad and running quickly. Lob grabbed a trophy and quickly ran away. Bob couldn't help but laugh at the funny sight. There we go. Made a little Mad Lib with Bob and Lob and the horse and the running and the trophy and all that good stuff. So, like I said, all I got to do is add a number in there. We have to enter a number and put a number somewhere in my Mad Lib. And then I would be finished with the program because it would meet all the requirements. I've got an if statement in there. I've created a separate function. I've got a user input. In fact, I've got a bunch of inputs because I made a Mad Lib. So it does meet all those requirements from the template. I just have not entered a number. I got to enter a number in there. But it is interactive. It does have a user-defined function. It's got one if statement, and it's got the output that's informative and easy to read. So, all right, there you go, guys. That's what our last assignment is for this semester for programming, the last program you have to write. So have fun with it. If you're going to create a game, make your game kind of cool. If you're going to do a Mad Lib, play around the Mad Lib, make a fun little goofy story, whatever you want to do. But I'll let you guys go. You got time to write this program, get started on it, and we'll see you. Oh, this week is an A-Day Friday. Those of you whose grade's below 70, either get your grade above 70, or I'll see you Wednesday and Friday this week. So, all right. Have a great time, guys.